There's a psychological threshold when it comes to money. Making a few extra dollars feels like a side hustle. Making $100 per day feels like control. For many people, that number marks the moment work stops feeling desperate and starts feeling intentional. What surprises most newcomers is that thousands of people are already hitting that number consistently through gig work. Not by working nonstop, not by getting lucky once, but by understanding how the gig economy actually works. The truth is simple and uncomfortable. Gig work doesn't reward effort, it rewards strategy. And the people earning $100 or more per day aren't necessarily working harder. They're working smarter, choosing the right gigs, the right timing, and the right positioning. Why gig work is more profitable than it looks. At first glance, gig work seems fragmented. Small payments, short tasks, inconsistent demand. But that surface-level view hides a powerful reality. Gig platforms are built around urgency. When something needs to be done quickly, people pay more. Food delivery spikes during peak hours. Freelance rates jump when deadlines are tight. Rideshare bonuses appear when demand overwhelms supply. The people making $100 per day aren't doing random gigs. They're targeting moments of imbalance. Once you understand that gig work is a market, not a job, income becomes predictable. The difference between casual giggers and daily earners. Casual gig workers log in when they feel like it. They accept whatever task appears. They stop when they're tired. Daily earners treat gig work like a system. They know when demand peaks. They know which tasks pay poorly and which scale. They know when to say no. Most importantly, they track earnings per hour, not just total earnings. This mindset shift is critical. Making $100 per day doesn't require working all day. It requires stacking high-value hours. Time is the hidden multiplier. People who hit consistent daily income targets almost always work fewer hours than beginners. That sounds counterintuitive, but it's the result of focusing on high-return time windows. Lunch and dinner rushes dominate delivery apps. Morning and evening commutes dominate rideshare platforms. Business hours dominate freelance requests. Late-night emergency tasks often pay premiums. By concentrating work into these windows, gig workers compress income into fewer hours. 2 to 4 focused hours can outperform 8 unfocused ones. That's how $100 days become routine rather than exhausting. Skill-based gigs change the math completely. While delivery and rideshare gigs can reach $100 per day, skill-based gigs make it easier and more sustainable. Writing, graphic design, video editing, virtual assistants, transcription, tutoring, and digital marketing all operate under a different pricing logic. Instead of being paid for time, you're paid for output. Once a skill is developed, speed increases while pay remains the same or grows. That creates leverage. A beginner might take 3 hours to complete a task for $30. An experienced gig worker might do the same task in 30 minutes for $50. That gap is where daily income accelerates. This is why many people start with low-barrier gigs and gradually transition into skill-based work. Platform stacking is the secret weapon. One of the biggest mistakes gig workers make is relying on a single platform. Income volatility comes from dependency. People making $100 per day reduce risk by stacking platforms. When one app is slow, another is busy. When one market dips, another compensates. Some workers combine local gigs with online freelancing. Others mix short-term tasks with longer contracts. This flexibility allows daily targets to be hit even when individual platforms fluctuate. The goal isn't loyalty, it's optionality. Reputation turns gigs into predictable income. In gig work, reputation compounds faster than people realize. High ratings, fast response times, and repeat clients reduce friction. Less time pitching, less time waiting, higher pay offers. Once reputation is established, clients come to you. That's when income becomes smoother and less stressful. Many daily earners reach $100 before noon simply by handling repeat requests. This is why consistency matters early on. The first few weeks feel slow because reputation hasn't kicked in yet. After that, momentum builds quietly. Why location still matters. Even in digital gigs, geography influences demand. Local cost of living differences affect what clients are willing to pay. Delivery and rideshare earnings vary dramatically by city, neighborhood, and even specific streets. People who hit daily targets understand their environment. They learn which areas tip better, which clients pay reliably, and which times to avoid entirely. This local intelligence isn't taught by platforms. It's learned through observation and tracking. Expenses can quietly kill profits. Making $100 per day doesn't mean earning $100 per day. Gas, platform fees, equipment, software subscriptions, and taxes eat into gross earnings. Successful gig workers track net income obsessively. They know which gigs look profitable but aren't. They avoid tasks with hidden costs. They reinvest strategically instead of impulsively. This discipline is what separates short-term success from long-term sustainability. The psychological advantage of daily targets. Daily income goals create momentum. Instead of worrying about monthly bills, gig workers focus on winning the day. Hitting $100 creates a feedback loop of confidence and clarity. This approach also prevents burnout. Once the target is hit, work stops. That boundary matters. Gig work can expand endlessly if unchecked. People who respect daily limits tend to last longer and earn more over time. Why $100 per day scales faster than you think? Once someone proves they can make $100 per day, scaling becomes easier. Systems are already in place. Platforms are understood. Skills are validated. At that point, adding $20 or $50 per day often comes from small optimizations. Better timing, higher rates, faster workflows, repeat clients. Many people who start with $100 days eventually reach $150 or $200 without doubling their hours. The risk most people don't talk about. Gig work offers freedom, but it also demands self-management. There's no boss forcing consistency, no paycheck guaranteeing stability. The people who succeed build structure intentionally. They set schedules. They track metrics. They treat gig work like a business even if it feels informal. Without that structure, income becomes unpredictable. With it, gig work becomes surprisingly reliable. Why gig work is becoming more popular: rising living costs, remote work normalization, and platform expansion have made gig work more attractive than ever. It's no longer just a side hustle. For many, it's a primary income strategy. What's changed is awareness. More people now realize that flexibility and control have value beyond hourly wages. Gig work isn't about escaping work. It's about choosing how and when work happens. $100 a day is a doorway, not a ceiling. Making $100 per day with gig work isn't a fantasy. It's a system. People are doing it quietly, consistently, and without viral success stories. The difference isn't talent or luck. It's understanding how demand, timing, skills, and reputation intersect. If you want more real-world strategies on making money online, side hustles, and building income without traditional jobs, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because once you learn how money really moves, you stop chasing it and start directing it. The gig economy isn't slowing down.